Okay. All right. Welcome. It is 7. Let's go. Okay. So, welcome to Be Confident in Your Faith. Thank you so much for everyone that's supporting, all the new subscribers, all the comments. We get good comments, we get bad comments, whatever. It is what it is. Thank you for commenting. Um, let's get to it. So, today we're looking at um, a course that we have developed from Noah to Noahide. And the question is, how do we get from Noah to Noahide? And what I noticed just talking with some of the Noahides that we have, whether from this channel or just out and about, a lot of people will say Noahides. What I tend to notice with them is that they don't have the background of um, no one's guiding them in the fundamentals of just being a Noahide. Like, how did we even get this term? And okay, myself being Christian, Rav Bernstein actually taught us how to teach Noahides. And we can also teach Muslims that are coming to Christianity or want to know a little bit more about that. He taught us how to teach basically anyone that wants to come to understanding more about Judaism and they accept that Yeshua or Jesus is the Mashiach or Messiah. So we have that ability. So I just wanted to share this with you all. And that's what this course is designed for. So we're not doing the course right now. I'm just reviewing the basics of the agenda of the course so that you can know what that course is. And here at Be Confident in Your Faith, we're just building a bunch of courses to serve the public, basically to get these Rav Bernstein teachings out there in the world, because his teachings were so fundamental. Not everybody needs to know an obscure sage who said this amazing thing. Most time people don't know the difference between inside time and space and outside time and space. People don't know Nefesh, Neshama, Ruach. They don't know Yehida Haya. That's not even going to be a question. They don't know what a prophet is and what's actually happening. They don't know what's going on. So why talk about that when people don't know the basics? And I'm seeing that even with our Noahide brothers and sisters, that they too don't know the basics. And if you don't know the basics and learn a few of these code words that we have, excuse me, in the Torah and the Bible, and for the Christians in the Brit Hadashah or the New Testament, if you don't know the code words, you're reading the Torah or you're reading that book without understanding what it's saying. You need the decoder ring. So I just wanted to do a course and give some of those code words that Rav Bernstein, may his memory be for a blessing, taught us, pass that on, so you too can read your Torah and understand what you're doing in the world as a Noahide. So, okay. So first thing we're going to do is review our agenda. So let's get to it. I'm going to share the screen and here we go. From Noah to Noahide, our agenda. So what we will do in this course, and this would be one class per, well, I can put it in one, but I would prefer to do one per week. But if we get some interest, it will, we could talk about it. But this is big here, just the creation of man. I'm noticing a lot of people, and this is actually Christians included, no one has taken them through the Genesis, the first chapter of Genesis, when it says Bereshit bara Elohim et Hashemayim et haaretz, and they don't know what that means. If you don't know how man is designed in this world, and inside time and space and outside time and space, you're done. You're not going to know too much of anything else, and you're going to, whatever you're reading, it's going to be in a basic level. So you just really won't understand what's going on. So the first thing we want to do is establish what man is. And we want to talk about these laws of too. So first off, let's talk about the Noahide laws. So there's 7 of them. And I'm not going to go into the 7, but that's not the first law to be given. A law was when God told Adam and Eve, or Adam, you can say, be fruitful and multiply. That's a command. They have to do that. You're going to leave your mother and father and you're going to cleave, all that kind of stuff. Or you're going to have pain when you have childbirth. And these are things that they have to do. They have to go through it. So we just want to establish what are the things that God told man from jump that he has to do. But be fruitful and multiply is definitely one of them. So you don't see that in the Noahide laws. And so he's not the first one to get. And then you have, as you go on in throughout Torah, you'll see some more things popping up. Torah are the 5 books of Moses. And so I'm talking about Genesis right now. And all this is in Genesis. And then, so Genesis 1 is a setup of man, the creation of man and the things that Hashem told. Hashem means the name. It's another way to say God. The name, like his name is so holy, you just call it the name. But you can say God too. So the way man is created, that's very important with the laws and everything that goes with man. And then we get to Genesis chapter 5, and we see this is when men began to profane the name of the Lord. And they're not doing exactly what God has instructed man to do, which is the Torah. The Torah means instructions. And because of this, men are doing whatever they want to do. And you can see that, and it starts with Enosh. Is it Enosh? Yeah, I believe so. I can't remember right now. I got so much in my head. But it starts there. And if you notice in Genesis 5, you have this understanding of what's going on with all of mankind right before you get to Genesis chapter 6. Genesis chapter 6 kicks it all off. And actually a little bit in Genesis 5, it kicks it all off what's going on with the flood, why the flood has to be. So all of these things are important to understand. It builds up the knowledge on why someone is calling themselves a Noahide, or why someone is saying, oh, these are the Noahide laws. These are the things that you need to know. If you know these things, you'll talk a different way, because you'll understand how man is created, how he's in the image of Hashem, what that actually means, and why we have this thing called the Mabul, or the flood. If you don't know why man is created and what he's supposed to do, then you won't understand why the Mabul happened, why the flood happened. And then, not only that, you won't understand why after the flood, Noah gets a Brit. He gets a covenant that he's signing for all mankind. And you won't understand that because you weren't taught about this other stuff. Adam gets laws that apply to all mankind. And then after the Mabul, after the flood, Noah gets that same thing. Do the laws are the laws that God gave to Adam, do they go away? No, they don't go away. They're still there. They're added on in addition to Noah. So you could say there's more laws than the 7, because be fruitful and multiply is definitely one that was a command given to Adam. And somebody will say, oh, well, everybody knows that. We don't assume. I'm just saying that there's things that Adam has to do. So all these things build up to when God is telling you to do something. Why is it important to know that God told Adam to do something? Because if God tells Adam to do something, God will tell Noah to do something. And if you don't understand what God told Adam to do, you won't understand the flood, and you won't understand what God then turns around to tell Noah to do. I hope that makes sense. We're building up the knowledge so you can understand how people are saying these Noahide laws. Okay, now, if you yourself go to the Bible, you will never find these 7 Noahide laws written out. The 7 Noahide laws are found in one place, maybe 2. But let's just say for right now, it's found in the oral Torah. It's found in the oral Torah. It's found in Sanhedrin 56a, and there's another location too. And what's important about here, I'm on this part where it says the formal Noahide. This is where the Noahide laws actually get formalized. And what's important about that is I did say yes. These are found in the oral Torah, the oral law. So basically, if you're not around a Jew or of some, something like that, you will never have access to these 7 laws. You will not know they exist formally. And Jews are all about formal laws. They have the halakha, they have their laws, they have the oral Torah. The Torah, the Bible, tells everybody that what they're supposed to be doing it. The oral Torah says how you do it. So you have some Noahide laws, supposedly. One is that are found in the oral Torah. So the oral Torah is going to tell you how to do those laws. So say, for instance, if it says you can't eat, one of them is you can't eat a limb from you can't tear a limb off a live animal and just eat it. So say for Jews, they would say, well, what does that mean? What's a live animal? What's a dead animal? What's a limb? What's this and what's that? How do you know it's dead? Da-da-da-da-da. Well, that's how Jews do it, so they don't violate the commandment. But I don't really see all that detail going into the Noahide laws for the Noahides, if you will, because that's when you agree to a set of laws and rules, that's something that that's how you have court. Court is built up so that all these laws that you agree to, if you're living in a certain country, I'm in the US, guess what? I'm under American law, US law, and I have to know, at least in the basic sense, the law so I don't violate it. So, and there's certain things that you have to do to not violate the law. There's a certain understanding. And if nobody's teaching you that, then how do you know whether you violate it or not? You don't know if what you're eating, a leg from a chicken leg, you don't know if that was pulled off a live chicken or not. You just violated that. But you don't know what that means. So you don't. Do you see what I'm saying? Whereas if you go and get a halal chicken or a kosher chicken, you know for sure that chicken didn't have a limb torn off while it was still moving around. These things like that, they sound simple and maybe even sound comical, but if you're not instructed on how to live down to the smallest element, then you're going to have all kind of different Noahide communities, and you're not going to be in one accord. So this course is not to cause any division or anything like that, or to start a fight. It's just to ask some questions, to kick up a conversation, to understand, okay, so what are we supposed to do? And these are things that for us as Christians taught under an Orthodox gentleman, Rav Bernstein, these are questions he naturally had answers for because he's Jewish, and they have the Torah and they have the oral Torah. They have what God said to do, and they have how they agreed to do it. How do we agree to come together and fulfill this commandment that God gives? And so because we have that, he taught us that. So as Christians, we know how to do that because, as Rav Bernstein taught us, you move slowly to come and do all the 613 commandments. You pick one mitzvah, one commandment, and you work on it one commandment per year and do the best you can, Then next year you pick up another one until we can get all of the 613 that we can be like Israel. The whole point is to be like Israel. When you're a Noahide, what's the point for you? Are you to be like Israel, or are you something separate? So with the Christian movement, when Yeshua says when Jesus says to his disciples, teach all nations what? Okay, yeah, the Torah. You teach them the Torah. That's what it means to be a part of Israel. So the invitation goes out to us non-Jews to be taught the Torah. Now it's difficult for us. We're not in the Jewish communities and things of this nature, but slowly we come together with a guiding hand of a Jew to learn how to do the Torah, not just the Noahide. More. Rav Bernstein always told us, you Christians, you are more than Noahide. You just didn't get the keywords. You didn't know what's going on. So now we can understand and read our Bible. We read Torah, we read in Hebrew, we you name it, because we're coming together with Israel. So we don't have to worry about Noahide laws because we are doing more than that just by being bound to Israel. So I hope that that introduction is was good for you, that you can understand what that course is about. I'll leave my email in the in the comments for this time together. And I did have that course up in Eventbrite, and it's over now. So if there's interest, I'll put it back up there in Eventbrite. And I do have a $10 charge for the courses that I do in Eventbrite. All materials are provided. And these courses, every course that I teach is designed for you to take the materials and go and teach someone else or have a discussion around it for your consideration. You don't have to do anything I say. It's for your consideration. This is in the tradition of Rav Bernstein, and I give my tradition to you. Okay, now that we have the review of our agenda done, okay, so who is this course for? Anybody? Anybody? So I invite you if you are a Noahide. I invite you if you're a Christian. I invite you if you're curious. I invite you if you're new to studying the things of Israel. We're really a great one-stop shop for when it comes to beginning your journey to understand Israel. Maybe you're in church and you're a little bit curious about Israel. You're reading a Bible, but you never seen a Jew or you never interacted with a Jew, and that's what we're here for. I've been to synagogue. I mean, real synagogue, not like a real. I'm not trying to say anything funny, but like Sephardic or Ashkenazi synagogue, like synagogue where they're not speaking English. And I can help you with what is that like? How do you prepare and things of this nature, especially with so many security concerns and things like that. We want to be really respectful of Israel, and also, having a Torah, or having a homage, even. And what kind of books do I recommend for beginners? And if you don't have money for books, I can recommend you websites and things of this nature. So I'm just here for your journey. Like I said, if you're a Noahide, curious, if you're a Muslim that's curious about learning the things of Israel, and also with us, be confident in your faith. We are not Israel. Nobody's trying to be Israel. Ain't no replacement theology going on here. Israel is what it is. Yes, we are attaching ourselves to it. Everything I teach is in the tradition of Rav Bernstein. It is not me. So what does that mean? Many times when you come to Israel direct, they don't really understand. And I saw it with Rav Bernstein all the time, where somebody will ask him a question. Because we come from a non-Jewish background, we're asking it from a different perspective than what a Jew would understand. And you can see the gap. There was a gap there. So Rav Bernstein would answer the question, but there was still he wasn't quite getting what that person was saying. And I'm 100% grade A stamped beef of non-Jewishness. So we help you with that gap, to get you. So when you do go to the rabbi, you're doing it in confidence because you understand how the Torah is set up, what's going on here, what is expected for us non-Jews about eating kashrut, eating kosher. What kind of information should we be consuming? How do we relate to Jews? Things of this nature. This is where you come for your first step to get you to Israel. I'm not stopping you from going to Israel, just helping you to get to Israel, because without Rav Bernstein teaching us and seeing that there was a need, just a little baby step before you get to even Rav Bernstein, without seeing that, I don't know. It was difficult. I learned a lot the hard way. I got a lot of stripes from just doing stuff to see how to work with Israel. So that's that. This course is for everybody. Anybody who is, especially anyone who is missing that education in the creation of man. How did we get from the couple laws that were given to Adam, to now we have to have these Noahide laws? because I'm quite sure Adam wasn't tearing the limb off of no animal or things of this nature. I don't think he couldn't even eat meat. They couldn't even eat meat until Noah. All this stuff we need to understand. Okay, this channel, basically I answered that already. This is your one-stop shop to that beginning step to get you to Israel. We are not replacing Israel. We want you to study with the rabbis. Now, if you're a Christian and you are learning about Yeshua or Jesus, we can help you with that too, because of the Bir Hadashah, the way Rav Bernstein taught us, and the code words there, we can help you too and open up your eyes to a whole new Testament, knowing that the New Testament isn't a New Testament because Jesus is Jewish and everything he's pointing to is really in the Old Testament, the Tanakh. So that's an unfortunate misnomer, but it's all good. So we can help you there. If you are not a non-Christian and whatever, this channel is for you too, because we do a lot in Torah. And I'll usually tell you when I'm jumping over to the New Testament and picking up a verse or something, a concept from there or whatever. I try to be good about that because I know that our audience is diverse, but we never want to forget Israel. Got to know where that stuff comes from. So this channel is for you if you are a beginner. And also, I don't know what's going on my little screen, but I can't see if there's any comments or anything. It just won't let me see if anybody's writing in. But so that is how you use this channel. I will be doing so a lot of the courses are on Eventbrite. I hope you see that. Eventbrite.com under Be Confident in Your Faith. And the course on Eventbrite. This channel, I'll be doing a little bit more live streams. I want to build community, and yes, I'm doing a lot in the background too with languages and things. I want to share those things with you too, so you can see. I'm an avid studier. This is not a hobby for me. This is a form of, this is life. This is life. Once you really see what's going on here, that this is reality. And now it makes so much sense why Jews keep themselves in their communities, why they do the things that they do. They understand reality and they live that way. And they do their best to please Hashem. And I can see it now. So anyway, all that to say, this we'll be doing more lives to study. I would like to study with you guys and get your questions. I prefer to do it like through Google Meets or Zoom or something, so you can get the questions back and forth. That's the best way to learn. But right now it is what it is. As we're building community, help me build community. Pass these on to someone else that is really, really curious and wanting to learn about the Bible, about God. You know, that's another assumption. Jews assume that because we're Christian, we know who God is. That's not really true. We're not familiar with Elohim at all. Like, at all. God, yeah. And Rav Bernstein often taught us the God that we have in our mind is a Mount Olympus, Zeus kind of thing, Hades, Jesus, and devil, like especially for Christians, that it's built on that model. We really don't have the right understanding of even God and yeah. So, but yeah, you come to the right place. Please pass this on. Please let this community grow. Help make this community grow. It's a command to study and know God, and especially when you are a Noahide, you are choosing Hashem. So if you're going to choose Hashem for your God, it's best that you know about him. And studying the beginning, that first chapter that I was showing you, Genesis 1, is a great way to start. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for just hanging out. And I will see you on Shabbat at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, New York time. And we're going to be in Torah Parsha Shoftim. Shoftim means judges. And this is where the legal system, as in judges and officers and such, that gets set up. And we're going to be looking at what Rav Bernstein notes, what he taught us about that. And it's absolutely fantastic. We're going to learn about the 3 seats of power in Israel. We're going to learn about what the seat of Moses means. They sit on the seat of Moses, or Moshe, however you want to say it. So join us for that. You can go to beconfidentinyourfaith.com, our website. And again, our classes are on Eventbrite. They're all $10. And I thank you in advance for helping to build Be Confident in Your Faith with if you participate in a course. So what the courses look like, what you saw there, you have your materials that we're sharing. You pay the $10 and you get access to the course, and I will be giving you those slides and things so you can take that and go and teach that. And we're going to go verse by verse through the material in English, and I'll point out the German. Warum? We'll be going verse by verse through the English, but I'll point out the important words that you need in Hebrew to bing, 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 like this says that, and this means that, and start showing you those code words. So you as a Noahide, or as a curious person, as a Christian that wants to know more, wherever you're coming from, you can start seeing the Bible open up in front of you. Because right now it's closed. I guarantee you. If everything I mentioned earlier, Neshama, Ruach, Nefesh, Hayahida, Mitzvah, you name it. If that sounds strange to you, come on over. So I hope to see you on our live stream this Saturday Shabbat at 9 a.m. And have a good rest of your night. Again, thank you for watching this. If you weren't able to watch it live, thank you for watching it later. And again, I appreciate all of your support on this channel. So see you next time.